What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be cooking up some carne into jugo. You'll be needing 3 pounds of carne diezmillo or ranchera, 1 pound of pinto beans, 1 pack of bacon, 5 Mexican onion heads, 5 yellow chiles that I did not use and I'll explain why, 5 to 6 chiles jalapenos, 12 tomatillos milperos, 3 garlic cloves, 3 cilantro heads, 4 to 5 tablespoons of nor de pollo, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. First things first, let's cook up some frijoles. Here I have a half an onion, 3 garlic cloves, and a pound of pinto beans. I also have my salt, and in my pot I got about 5 cups of water. I usually don't measure my water. I just kind of fill up this little pot and throw in my frijoles. You really don't have to go by measurements with the water. Just make sure you have enough water. And then I'm going to throw in my garlic, my onion, and about 2 tablespoons of salt. I do it beforehand. That way, when it's boiling, it absorbs all the flavor. And then later on, if you need to add more, you could add more. So your beans usually take about an hour to cook. I will put it on high heat for about 30 minutes once I see it boiling, and then I will cover it for another 30 minutes just to finish cooking them up. We'll be back, beans. Alright, guys, now let's get started. You are going to be needing 12 to 15 tomatillo milperos, a pack of bacon, 3 pounds of carne diezmillo, some Mexican onion, and about 5 to 6 jalapenos, and 3 cilantro heads. This is going to be what you'll be needing to cook up your stuff. Okay, now let's get started. So my favorite thing about this carne to jugo dish is that it's a one-pan meal. Besides the cacerola that you're cooking your frijoles in, you will only be using this other cacerola here where I have my bacon. So I have chopped up the bacon as good as I could. I got this food FUD, I don't know, bacon brand. It's kind of chafa, but it's all I could find with this damn pandemic going on right now. So I'm just gonna cook this up until it gets nice and crisp. You want it to get real crispy because you will be adding it to your carne en su jugo once it's done, and it will soften up. All right, as you can see, my bacon is getting now nice and crisp. It still isn't as crispy because, like I said, this brand of FUD is a little chafa, so it takes a little longer to get crispy, and it doesn't really get like too crispy. It's just, I don't know, it's weird to explain. But to speed up the process, I'm gonna add in my cebollas and my chiles. So here is a part that I would add the yellow chiles, but like I said, with this pandemic, the grocery stores are limited to the stuff that you find. So I got some serranos just to give it the same feel, but usually it would be the yellow chiles that you throw in here with your cebolla. So you're just gonna mix that up and cook up your cebolla and your chiles a little bit. So this is the crunchiest I think this bacon is gonna get. So I am now gonna remove it and reserve it in a little plate. Don't mind my little spatula. It is to smash my beans, but it works to drain the oil from the bacon and it works for me. So I'm just gonna reserve that bacon and save it for later. Continue cooking my onions and my serranos in here until they are a little bit soft, and then we will be removing that as well. So these chiles and cebollas are now ready, and I'm gonna be removing them from the oil, and I'm gonna reserve them as well. Put them in a little bowl like I did to the bacon, and just hold on to them until it's ready to be thrown into your pot. So like I said, the beauty of this dish is that everything is a one pan. So here I'm gonna add my carne diezmillo that I have already chopped up into little squares. I've also removed the excess fat in it. You could, or you don't have to if you don't want to, or you could just get the ranchera to avoid all this extra stuff. So I'm going to place it into my pan Let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. I didn't get a clip of when I seasoned it, but all I seasoned it with was nor de pollo. I did 2 to 3 tablespoons of the seasoning. You don't want to add too much because remember the bacon grease already has a lot of salt, so you don't want it to be too salty. So I'm just gonna put the lid on it and let it cook. Here's a clip of how much seasoning I did. It's very important to put your lid on it and let it cook in its juices. I'm gonna close that up and let it do its thing. And now for what's gonna give this amazing dish all its flavor. You're gonna need 5 jalapenos and about 12 to 15 tomatillos milperos. If you don't want it to be too spicy, you could do 3 jalapenos and about 8 tomatillos. You're gonna bring those to boil for about 15 minutes or until soft. Okay, so now my tomatillos and jalapenos are ready to be blended with the cilantro, the garlic, and I'm also gonna add a little pepper to it. Gonna throw in my stuff to the blender. I also have here about 3 to 4 things of cilantro. It's my cilantro's on its last day, so I'm throwing it all in there. You know, you could do 2 if you want. Usually my max is 4. I added the water from where I boiled the jalapenos and tomatillos. I didn't add all of it here in the clip, but I ended up adding it all and some more because once you blend it, you could see the texture of your salsa. If you want it a little thick, you could just leave it like that. I wanted a little bit more watery, so I added more water to my blender. So here we're gonna blend all this greatness up and get it ready to go in the carne. So like I said, the texture was a little thick, so here I'm gonna add some more water to your preference. I added about 2 more cups of water and blended it up a little bit more. So now our carne is ready, guys. It's been cooking about 25 minutes with the lid on. That is very important, guys. We want to cook our carne with the lid on medium heat because you want it to cook in its juices. The esmillo meat tends to be real chewy, but when you do it this way, it just comes out perfect and soft. So I'm just gonna add my salsa now, stir it up, add a little bit water to my blender to get that excess salsa out, and just let this boil for like 10 minutes. Once it's boiling, you want to add your bacon. If you also want to add right now, you could throw in your beans and your cebollas and chiles. I do that separately, but to each their own. So here you can give it a little taste. I'm adding another teaspoon of nor because I added more water, so it needed a little bit more flavor. Y así nomás quedó, guys. This deliciousness is ready to enjoy. I've added my beans, my cebollitas, my serranos. You could garnish it with some chopped onion, some rábanos. I like to eat mine with rábanos, some cilantro, lime, y unas tortillitas. I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.